to be educated, but I'm so frustrated.
Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. It's Dr. G again. I'm here today to kind of document my 1 week of night float rotation. So I start my night float rotation today. Actually, I'm all set for work. I have about 30 minutes before I head out to the hospital. But so night float is a rotation where you spend about an entire month just working nights. So I just finished day shift rotation for inpatient and ICU, and it's crazy now. I'm transitioning to nights rotation. So this is gonna be about 4 weeks, and I'm usually on Sundays to Thursday nights, and then I'm off like Fridays and Saturday nights. So today will be my first day for, well, I guess I should say my first night for my first night float. So I want to document basically my 1 week experience for you guys. I'm not going to document the entire month, but basically a day-to-day activity, I guess, of what happened to night float. And I will say, before I became a resident, I was always curious about that, like how night shifts work. Like in my hospital, in our residence, it's usually one resident at night. So basically you're responsible for all of the patients on you guys' service, pediatrics and women's health as well. Actually, one of the main things you do in night rotation is doing admissions. So this is when the ED calls you for the new admits for your clinic patients or any random admissions. We call it unassigned. So every time an unassigned ED patient gets to us, where the ED calls, so the emergency room physician calls us to come admit them to the hospital. Sometimes it's just a med-surg admit on the floor, or sometimes it's the critical care patients that need to be in the ICU, so we admit them. So especially with the critical care patients, you know, sometimes it requires like stabilization. Some of them might need like intubation or placing central lines, say if they come in septic shock and you're needing to, like, you know, fluid resuscitate or start vasopressors and things like that. So that's mainly what night shift is about. You're responsible for all the calls overnight, whatever anyone needs. Basically, you are the on-call doctor and also the admitting physician for the entire service. And it's crazy because you're usually by yourself. But in our residency here, we have what we call short calls, where they assign you an intern. So a first-year resident's kind of with you for the first 4 to 5 hours, and then after that they leave and you're practically by yourself. Some nights is pretty chill, you know, nothing crazy, and then some nights it can get pretty intensive for sure, just because if you have calls for unstable patients on the floor and then they're calling you for admissions and a whole lot of things going on, and imagine that it's just you by yourself. So time management does come pretty handy in this kind of situation. But anyway, that's the nuts and bolts of what we really do in night float. I'll basically carry you guys along for the entire week and just kind of let you know how things are going. So I'm all set right now. I'm all packed up for lunch and everything because I know I'm going to be up all night. I made sure to get in at least my 2 hours of a nap just because I'm going to be up all night just taking care of things. You have a sleep room where you can sleep when things are not like crazy, you know what I mean? But a lot of times too, some of us are just too nervous to go to sleep when you know you're practically responsible for everyone on the service. So oftentimes we're basically just awake the entire time. But anyway, I'm gonna head out now so I don't be late because I have to go take report from the day team, and then from that I'll take over. But I'll keep you guys posted. Stay tuned now.
I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.
Upstairs now. Here guys, but there's no one here. I'm gonna go upstairs and go find a team and see where they at so I can get report from them. Shift can start at 6 p.m. but because they're not here now, sometimes it means they're upstairs trying to stabilize a patient or a new admission. So I'm gonna go look for them and then maybe help them out if I can. All right guys, I finally made it to work, okay? And you guys know I started this earlier today. So still on the night float, we're currently working on 2 admissions right now. I'm working on one of them, and then Dr. Zaveri here is actually working on ICU patient admission. Say hi, Dr. Zaveri.
Hey.
All right, guys, so this is Dr. Zaveri. He's actually one of the interns here, soon to be a second-year resident. It's just seemed like yesterday when he started, and boom, look at that. But anyway, that's the life on night float. We're basically here, basically admitted this patient, admitted the other one. He's gonna be leaving pretty soon though. So once he's done, it's probably gonna be me all by myself until tomorrow morning. Well, okay, so say hello, Dr. Zaveri.
Hey. Got my first ICU admission.
Awesome.
We got Dr. Laws who's gonna take over. She's the best person for the job, Miss Chief Resident.
Oh, well, thank you then. But that's it, guys. I'll keep y'all posted, okay? All right. Guys, so I'm just going to the emergency room right now. They just called me for a new admission. This will be my admission number 6 for the night. It's been a busy night, guys. Normally our census will cap at 21 for the night. Basically on our service we can't take beyond 21 patients. However though, if we have our clinic patients that come to the emergency room for whatever reason and they're being admitted, then either way we still take on those patients. It doesn't matter what the census says, because basically they're our patients and we need to get them admitted. So even though my census is capped right now, I have been called to the emergency room to come admit this new patient, which is one of our clinic patients. So I'm gonna go down there. She's basically here for intractable nausea, vomiting. She actually has like colon cancer, had surgery recently and having some complications related to that. So I will admit her. I also consult the GI specialist and the surgeon that did the surgery on her during the last hospital stay. And then we'll kind of go from there. So, all right guys, so I'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Okay guys, so I'm pretty much done with admissions for now. It's currently 2:30 a.m. I still have about 3.5 hours-ish before my shift is completely over. But I'm basically just kind of reviewing things right now, just going over those that we admitted, seeing what labs that were ordered that's come back, what imaging that was still pending at the time that may have come back now, just basically updating the list, updating basically patients' records for the next team that will be taking over in the next few hours when they get here. So it's like when you are on at night, sometimes it's kind of laid back, you know, you don't have too much to do, but today it was pretty much a busy day. Of course, I'm sorry I didn't take you guys into the patient rooms and stuff like that just because of HIPAA violation, you know. So on average, most times we'll get like 3 to 5 admissions, you know, but tonight I actually got close to like about 6 admissions overnight. So if you would say you're a hospitalist and your shift is like night shift and they call that nocturnist, this is basically what it is. You're pretty much the admission team. You admit overnight, answer questions. So whatever phone calls the nurses have regarding the current patients that are in you guys' service, that's really what you do at nighttime. But again, sometimes it's slow, some days it's just crazy busy and you just stay awake the entire time, like today. But I don't really have much going on right now, so I might go to the sleeper room and see if I can just get a shut-eye for like an hour or so. But if the phone rings, of course, you know, it's gonna wake me up. So sometimes it's better to just stay up anyway. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna head back to the sign-out room, our main checkout room where we sit to write our notes and everything. So. Guys, so I just got a page right now. One of the nurses just paged me that one of our patients who is actually on hospice care has passed away, and they want me to come upstairs and pronounce them. So it's kind of one of those things that we do, you know, as doctors. When a patient passes away, you have to go pronounce them. Maybe talk to the family a little bit as well. So guys, I just came back from pronouncing that patient, and it really got me thinking though, you know, no matter how many times we do this as physicians, it's never easy, because you realize that even though you're there to pronounce a patient and say, you know, tell the nurses this is the time of death, just communicate that to all parties involved and everything, you also recognize the fact that it's not just about pronouncing this patient. There is more to this, because this is someone's loved one. Like when I walked upstairs to pronounce this patient, went into the room, there was a sister, family members in there, everyone crying and all that stuff. Even though it's easy to think that, okay, this is just part of my job and stuff like that, which it is, but at the same time, there is also a greater part of this that is like, you have to connect at an emotional level to also feel what they're feeling, you know. No matter how sick they were, no matter how old this patient was, it's never easy to lose a loved one. So it's always so. For me, I just kind of check myself before that, and also understand that these patients, like their family member, like their loved ones are really grieving. And because they're grieving, my persona, my demeanor when I go in there to pronounce this patient is also important, like to show that I understand that this grieving process is something that I truly respect, and not treat it just as, well, is another day on the job. Okay guys, so I'm all done for the night. Well, it's actually 6:30 a.m. right now. I already signed out to the team that will be taking over, so I'm gonna head home now. What's up guys? So I'm on my way to work again. This is day 2 of my night float. I'm still exhausted, guys. You know, it's really hard to sleep when you're on at night and then try to catch some sleep like during the day. So, but I'm on my way again. It's currently 4:30 p.m. right now. I have to get to the hospital. I'll be there around 5:30 p.m. so I can get handoff, basically report from the day physicians, just to see what happened today. So let's go. This is another day on my night float. So it's 9:49 p.m. so I have not gotten any admissions tonight. Well, knock on wood and that, you know. Yesterday, basically last night, was a super busy night for me. I had lots of admissions. I didn't even get a second like shut eye or anything. Didn't sleep at all. Multiple phone calls from the nurses for the patients, and then we're fully capped with our ICU patients as well. So yesterday was a busy night. Tonight has been kind of chill so far. I say that with reservation just because I haven't gotten any admissions yet. So I haven't even been down to the emergency room to see how busy they are down there. For now, I'm just gonna relish in this quietness, you know. Most of the time, some of the things I like to do like a night shift is basically find something to read, or if I have any like required trainings for my program that I need to do, you know, then I will basically just like do that on my laptop, or, you know, TV up there, or maybe watch a movie, or just do something to relax until they call me for admission, or if anything is going on. So basically, when you're at night, all you're doing is putting out fires. Is another benefit of working at nights, which is also what they call nocturnist, is you don't get to deal with the entire hospital bureaucracy kind of nonsense during the day shift, you know, because most people don't want to work at nighttime. So it's you at night. The only downside to that, though, is, you know, you do have limited staff. And of course, because there are limited hands available, God forbid if something's happening, if a patient's crashing, or you needed to code a patient, you have like fewer people showing up for that, just because, you know, you don't have the same level of resources as you would have like during day shifts. But other than that though, it's usually more quieter, more peaceful working at nights and stuff like that. So it's not all bad, you know. I've also, the other downside honestly about working nights is your sleep schedule. You know, the kind of sleep that you get when you sleep at night, you know, you happen to be a little more refreshed when you sleep at night. But when you work at night, of course, trying to sleep during the day, it's like the hardest thing, you know, trying basically to readjust your sleep schedule to that. Sometimes it can be a little harder to adjust. And then also so these are like the main things for sure. But when it comes to working at nights, most people know, a lot of people in healthcare already knows that it's a quieter schedule, but of course you just have to understand that many times you're by yourself or basically scrambling around for resources or people to help you out if basically things get out of hand. But other than that, nights are not so bad. You enjoy the peace and quietness and everything. You know, if you have work to do, you get that done. You're basically kind of laser focused. As long as you're not too focused to be falling asleep and stuff like that, you'll be just fine. So that's really it, guys. So some of you will enjoy night shifts and some will enjoy day shifts. I know, especially from working as a nurse, that a lot of people enjoy working nights just because if you're someone like me, like say if you have children and you want to spend time with your kids during the day, be around to help them with homework and stuff like that, you know, working as a nocturnist, as a physician, basically that's a hospitalist physician who works at night. That's actually beneficial to you because it's still the same schedule like a day shift hospitalist. You know, they'll do the 7 days on, 7 days off. And I think some people are trying to move towards 14 days on and then 14 days off. Some of the intensivists at our hospitals would do that. But I really think that's kind of pushing it though. I don't want to imagine myself doing 14 days in a row. I mean, the 14 days that you're off, you know, it sounds pretty exciting, but think of those 14 days that you're actually on. That's got to be pretty intense, you know. So, but that's really that. You know, you can compare the day shifts and the night shifts and really see what works for you. Either way, there are pros and cons to each of them. If you're a day shift hospitalist, medicine physician, or a night shift, which is what they call nocturnist, some people enjoy that. You know, like I said, it's just you and your thoughts at night, just doing what you're supposed to do. And then some really don't, because I guess if you crave that human interaction during daytime, then night shift may not be for you. But you know, you do what you got to do and stuff. But me personally, I honestly don't think I want to be a nocturnist when I get out of residency, because I can't imagine being on nights like an entire year of my life. Like, no, that's just way too much. I'm okay with, like, you know, every now and then throwing some night shifts and stuff like that, maybe in the ED or in hospital medicine, but not like a full-time job just working nights. I honestly don't want to do that anymore. That's it, guys. Just want to give you guys a snapshot of my night float, or what a typical day is like on night float, or a typical night is like on my night float. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign up now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Until next time, it's Dr. G. Bye.